Chapter 30, Day 6th, May 5th, 2010, by Justin Rosales. The next morning, I performed my breathing exercises before going downstairs. I felt energized and wanted to get a head start. My best times were holding breath without air in the lungs, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and holding breath with air in the lungs, 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Those were my best times yet. I ran downstairs and told Wim the good news. He was excited to hear that I'd been able to hold my breath for over 5 minutes with air in my lungs after only a few days of practice. "So, what do you do when you hold your breath?" he asked. "What do you feel?" "Well," I started, "at first, I do the 30 breaths like you asked me to. Then, when I hold my breath, I feel nothing for a long time. No pressure, no signs telling me that I should stop, nothing. And after a while, at about 4 minutes, tightness appears in my chest. From that point on, I know that I can last about another minute or so by fighting that tightness." "Well then," he replied, looking somewhat disappointed, "I'm glad you're seeing results, but I think you're going about it the wrong way. You do not want to force it. Forcing can hurt you and take you back a few steps. Focus on relaxing. Don't force it." Hearing that I was doing it wrong was honestly a huge shock to my ego, but I felt comforted knowing that I didn't have to force it anymore. I figured that the tightness was natural and I just had to push through it, but I was wrong. I encoded his advice into my memory and went into the kitchen to fetch myself a bowl of cereal and some coffee. When I walked into the kitchen to grab myself a bowl, I ran into Marco holding a frying pan. "Good morning, Justin," he said. "I was thinking about making some French toast. Would you like some?" "Sure. Is there anything I can do to help?" "I should be okay. Thanks for offering." During breakfast, Wim made an announcement. "Today, we are going to take it easy. We had a long day yesterday, so I figure that we deserve to relax. I'll light a fire and we can just hang out around the house." Sounded good to me. My body was very sore from standing beneath the waterfall the day before. Resting would do me some good. It would also give me the opportunity to work on that YouTube video with the accumulated footage. After breakfast, Wim told me that he and Marco were going to go to the mountain and do some more meditating. I told him that I'd be okay staying at the house to work on the YouTube video, so they went on without me. I had never worked with video editing software before, so it took me a while to get the hang of it. After a few hours had passed, Wim and Marco had returned. When they got back, Wim explained that Marco did his first full-body immersion for a full minute. I was sad to have missed it, and also missed out on the opportunity to go in the water, but I had an important job to do. I needed to finish the YouTube video to help promote Wim's workshops. Time flew by that day. I spent several hours working on the video while Wim and Marco just talked. For dinner, Wim cooked again and made a marvelous meal. Conrad had stopped by earlier on in the day and told us that he was on his way to speak with his cousin about the barefoot run. He had also dropped off a couple bottles of wine as gifts. Therefore, wine was served at the dinner table. After dinner, I went back to work on the video. Marco went to sleep early and Wim stayed out to continue sipping on wine. We talked for a good while about the potential of cold changing the world. Eventually, the topic of Mount Blanc was brought up. "You should do it, Justin," he said. "Join me on the climb to Mount Blanc." "But you said it'd be difficult with a television crew organizing it," I replied, confused. Don't worry about them. If you can raise the money to get yourself to Europe and pay for your gear to climb, I will make it happen. I'm the Iceman. They will have to listen to me. You're my friend, and I want you there. We're like brothers." "Brothers?" I asked. "Yes, spiritual brothers. We both have similar visions. We want to change the world, and people want to leave it the way that it is and live ignorantly, yet we have wisdom and can show them a better way of living. We have the power to change the world. All my life, I've been ridiculed. I was called crazy and insane. But now, with this new research developing about me being able to control my autonomic nervous system, they won't laugh anymore. It's a deep and powerful technique. My way of living is redefining science." "Well, Wim, if you really want me to be there and you're serious about this, I will do everything in my power to make sure that I can come back to Europe the first week in August. I will climb Mount Blanc with you." "Yes," Wim exclaimed. "Spiritual brothers." We embraced one another as if we were family. "I love you, man," he said with tears in his eyes. "Thank you for believing in me. Thank you." "I love you too, Wim," I said with a smile, holding back tears of my own. "Thank you for showing me that there are these things in life that are worth pursuing. I will do everything in my power to help you spread your message." We hugged once more, and he wished me good night. "Tomorrow, we will do more training," he said. "Marco will swim 50 meters in the cold water. You and I will swim 1 kilometer together, as brothers." I continued to watch the doorways as footsteps faded up the stairs. That man is going to make history, I thought. He is going to change the way we live our lives. And from this day on, we will call each other spiritual brothers. I decided to stay downstairs and work on the video a little bit longer before going to bed. But half an hour after Wim went to bed, the power went out. The eeriness of the pitch black house honestly just freaked me out. I used my laptop screen as a flashlight to find my way to my bedroom. and after typing up my journal for the night, I closed my eyes and fell asleep.